Peace, peace. What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to He Got Credit. I'm your host, Brother Najee. And today we're going to talk about the differences between someone having a 650 credit score as opposed to someone having an 850 credit score, okay? Not only just that, but we're also going to dive in and we're going to learn about how to maintain a high credit score, what are the links and the measures you are willing to go to get a higher credit score, and we're going to dive into the differences in terms of what it is to have a 650 and what it is to have an 850 credit score. Okay, so I'm gonna give y'all a brief breakdown, very simple, and you're gonna be able to understand it. Okay, so let's say for example this person has a 650 and this person has an 850, right? The only difference is this: the person with the 850 credit score and the person with the 650 credit score is the person with the 850 is going to have a lower monthly payment. They're going to have a lower interest rate, and it may require them not to put down a down payment on something. Okay, you might put zero down, lower interest rate, and a lower monthly payment. Okay. Now, with that being said, the person with the 650 credit score, right? You may have to put some money down. Your interest rate might be a little bit lower than the 850, and your monthly payment might be around the same ballpark. It just depends on what your credit profile looks like. And this is me speaking on experience. I've had a 650 credit score before, right? And matter of fact, it was a 640. There's a 640. I went to the Ford dealership. The vehicle I was getting was a $41,000 vehicle, right? It was a $41,000 vehicle. The agent that was there that was giving me the breakdown of the pricing, all that good stuff. And once he pulled my credit profile, he said, he's like, you have tier credit. He told me I have tier credit. He said, this is what you call tier credit. Now, mind you, I didn't have an 850. I didn't have an 800. It wasn't a 750. It wasn't even a 700. It was around the 640, 650 ballpark, right? And he said, you don't need to put no money down. You don't have to put no money down. Your monthly payment is going to be $715, and this is your interest rate, right? Which the interest rate was pretty low. I want to say it was like 2% or something like that. But keep in mind something, right? I had a 650 because I didn't have a lot of credit history, for one, and then for two, I didn't have no debt. Okay, I didn't have any debt. Keep that in mind. I didn't have any debt. I had a 650, 640, 650, one out of the two. And I didn't have a lot of credit history because I had history showing that, I paid stuff off and all that good stuff. However, in order to amass a large credit score, you need to accumulate a lot of debt and have history on that debt is what I'm getting to, okay? So I was able to get the vehicle zero down, low interest rate, and my monthly payment was $715 or something like that, right? Now, mind you, I made one payment on that vehicle, and that was $41,000. I paid it off cash, right? And the only reason why I didn't pay it off cash while I was at the dealership is because I was looking for vehicles to purchase around that time. I went to Range Rover, I went to Ford, I went to other places to look for a new vehicle. And so I was like, okay, cool. He ran my credit, said it was great, cool, no money down, cool, 715 payment, and the lower interest rate, perfect. So came the next month, I just paid it off cash. Now, with that being said, I didn't have to pay it off cash. I could have made the monthly payments, but I wanted to get it out the way because $750 a month is a lot of money for a Ford Explorer. However, I had the cash for it, so I just paid it off, right? Oh, my phone's going off, 1 second. Now, if you have an 850 credit score, right, this means that you have accumulated, in most cases, not all, because you can still have an 800 credit score and be debt free. You can still have an 850 credit score and get denied too, right? Because you could finesse your way to an 850 credit score by way of using authorized user trade lines, primary accounts that have revolving and installment accounts and stuff like that. You can finesse your way up to that. However, when someone has an 800 credit score and up, is usually due to large amounts of debt. They have they have cars that's worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. They have a home that's almost $1 million, or if not $1 million, or $250,000. They have a bunch of credit cards. We're talking credit cards that's anywhere. You have 5 to 10 to 20 credit cards, if not more, with ample amount of age on them. We're talking 20 to 50 years of age. And then you might have some personal loans that you have paid off in the past. You might have revolving accounts that you pay off every month. You might have installment accounts, which is like a mortgage or a personal loan that you paid off in the past, and you keep opening them up and you keep making the monthly payments on them, right? So anytime that you pay off debt, especially when it's an installment account and you pay it off, the account closes, and when the account closes, your credit score then drops a little bit. It depends on your credit profile now. Once you pay off installment accounts, personal loans, a mortgage, a car note, let's say you had a furniture loan, right? Installment, that's an installment account, and you pay it off, the account closes. The account closes, and this drops the credit score. May not be a lot, but it'll drop it. However, you built a relationship over time with those creditors, and they will approve you again for whatever that you need or whatever you want because you built that relationship. And you've shown a lengthy period of time that you can make payments on time. Now, with that being said, you got to ask yourself, is it worth getting an 800 or 850 credit score and put myself in a lot of debt to get that? Or can I keep a 650 credit score or 640 or 600 credit score and still get approved for the things that I need and the things that I want and not have to put myself in so much debt just for bragging rights? Just to say, oh, I got an 800, I got an 850, I got a 750, I got a 700, I got this. Though it's considered just bragging rights at that point. And I'm saying this because the only difference is a lower interest rate, possibly no money down, lower monthly payment. And they're going to say, oh, you got great credit. Right? Or you could stick with a 640, 650 if you want to. I'm not saying that's what you want, but if you want to, you can stick with that and say, you know what? I may not have an 850, but guess what though? I still got approved for that home that I wanted. I was still able to get that car that I wanted. I may have had to put a little bit of money down, and my interest rate is not a 2%, but it's maybe a 3 or 4%. But if I pay it off in time, I won't have to pay so much interest. Because even if you do have an 800 or 850 credit score, right? And you don't put no money down, you're still gonna have a high payment. The payment's still gonna be high every month because you didn't put nothing towards it, right? So there's many variables that factor into this. There's many pros and cons that factor into this. Okay, I'm not telling you to strive for a 650. I'm not telling you to strive for an 850. I'm just trying to let you know that in order to reach that level of credit, you have to accumulate a lot of debt. You have to. You have to finance things. You have to get revolving accounts. You got to get installments accounts. You have to get a lot of credit cards and pay on these things consistently. Because if you don't pay on credit cards consistently, or if you don't use them consistently, they will close the account because they're not making money off of you, for one. And for two, they're seeing that you don't need it because you're not using it. So they're going to close the account. That's going to affect your credit score. So you must use the credit card in order for it to build credit still and pay it off on time for you to reap the benefits of it for your credit. Okay? Whenever you have a credit card is what you consider a revolving account. Okay? Which means if you use it, you have to pay on it monthly. An installment account is whenever you have a mortgage and you have to pay on it for a long period of time. You can't just close out a mortgage. You just can't close out a personal loan or nothing like that. Or you have an installment account with a furniture store or something like that. You can't just close it out, right? You can't just close it out. Hold on one second. Hold on. I'm making a YouTube video right now. My bad, I'm back. My dad just pulled up. Okay, so look. So anytime that you have an installment account or a revolving account, you eventually pay off the installment account. However, the revolving accounts, which is the credit cards, you will continually pay on them or use them, or if not they will close out those accounts. Okay, just keep that in mind. Now, going back to the person that has the 850 credit score or the 800 credit score, they usually accumulate a lot of debt. They're getting new cars. They're purchasing this home. They're purchasing that home. And they have a massive amount of debt over time. And they have a lot of credit history over time as well. Okay? So just keep that in mind. You can get approved for whatever you want with a 620, 630, 640, 650, etc. You can get approved with a 750, etc. With an 800, 850, etc. But these are things that factor in as to what you want your credit scores to go to and what you have to do in order to reach that level. Now, there's other ways you can reach up to an 800 and an 850 and stuff like that. However, it doesn't mean you're going to automatically get approved just because you have an 800 credit score. Okay? You can have an 800 credit score and still get denied for something. Because the creditors and lenders, they'll see, oh, well, you have an 800 credit score, but it shows that you have $100,000 worth of authorized user trade lines, which those are not your accounts. It shows that you have one primary account that's a secure credit card, which that's not enough history on that. But your authorized user accounts, it shows that you have 20 years of history and it's $100,000 worth, and you have one primary account. You have to have primary accounts in order for them to take you serious and for them to approve you. They'll look at all these things, okay? So there's nothing wrong if you're in the sixes. If you're in the mid sixes, there's nothing wrong. Hell, even if you got a 620, you can still get approved with a house with a 620. Or even, matter of fact, if depending on the lender, you can even get approved with a 580. You can even get approved with a 580. So keep in mind that you don't have to have an 850 credit score or 800 or a 750 or a 700. You don't have to have that, okay, in order for you to get approved for the things that you need to get approved for. But in most case scenarios, you will have to put down some money if you have a 650. Your interest rate might not look like the person with the interest rate might not look like the person with the 850. Okay, the monthly payment might not look like the person with the 850 either. Okay, these are all things you got to take into consideration and factor in. If you know you need credit repair, get your credit repair done, get it fixed, get stuff cleaned up and removed, and then you can add authorized user trade lines to bump yourself up to the 750s, to the 800s, without putting yourself in a lot of debt. All right? You don't have to go into a bunch of debt in order to get an 850, 800, 750, 700, etc. You can easily just add authorized user trade lines. You can add primary accounts as well, such as self. You can add rent reporters if you're renting. You can get secured credit cards. You can also, there's a debit card, I forget the name of it, but you can get a debit card that helps you build credit as well. I forget the name of it. If anyone knows of what the name is, I forget the name. It's on the tip of my tongue, but if anyone knows of it, just put it in the comments so people can see it and they can tap into it. All right. And there's Credit Strong. There's many ways you can build credit without going into a bunch of debt in order to get to an 850 credit score. Okay. So if you have that in mind to say, oh man, I need an 850, I need a 750, I need a 700. I'm trying to get this approved. I'm trying to get that approved. You don't really need it, man. Like, in all honesty, you don't have to have that. Okay, you can get approved with a 650 and you'd be good money and still get in the door of the things that you want and things that you need for yourself or your family, your friends, or whoever. All right, and another thing to keep in mind is that, is that you have to maintain it. So if you want to be in the 750 and 800s and stuff like that, just having a mortgage alone is not going to keep you there. Just having a secure credit card is not going to keep you there. Okay, you need ample amounts of credit. You need 5 to 10 credit cards. You need to show a long list of lengthy payments of history for your installment and revolving accounts. And then you have to keep the accounts open as well too, because once you close an account, it affects the credit history. It affects it. Okay, so maintaining installment accounts, maintaining revolving accounts, making sure that you're making the payments on time, and making sure that you're not missing any payments, or you're not going above 30% utilization on the credit. You know what I'm saying? So these are all things you got to factor in and take into consideration whenever you want to strive to go to that 850 and that 800 credit score, or that 750 or that 700 credit score. Okay? But if you just want to say, hey, man, I just want to stick with a 650, I'll be good with that. I can still get approved, and I can still get the things that I need and I want. Okay? So I'm not gonna keep you. I'm not gonna hold you. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad you tuned in to my channel. I'm glad if you gained something from this, drop a comment below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. And also, whenever you, if and when you decide if you want authorized user trade lines, please contact me at 405-441-3276. Again, that's 405-441-3276. Follow me on Instagram at HeGotJs23. Follow me on Twitter at HeGotCredit. Follow me on Snapchat at HeGotCredit. And you can get me on Facebook at Najee Shi Amaru Ali. And let me see, I'm thinking, another thing I forgot. Shout out to my boy Rob on the hoodie, okay? If you guys looking for merch and apparel, he has this brand called Different. You can hit him up on social media. Let me look up his social media real quick. His social media is, let me see here. I'll tell y'all right now what his social media is. Let me see. I forget the, okay. So different amigo. It'll look like this right here. This is his Instagram. If you're looking to get this merch that I'm wearing right here, it's great quality, fast shipping, legit business. I think this joint ran me like $40 or something like that. I think, can't remember, but anyway, shout out to Rob. And I ain't gonna hold y'all. You guys have a blessed day. Enjoy y'all's day. I'm out. Peace.